Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your triple cross reading for the month of November 2017. You can use this for your sun, moon, or rising. In some months you might identify more with your moon sign or your rising sign instead of your sun sign. So if you know your signs, please check those videos out for more clarity at this time. Also keep in mind that these are general readings, so naturally there'll be some messages that you resonate more than others, and that's normal because there's lots of Capricorns out there in the YouTube community. With all that said, let's begin your reading. Down the center, we have the Two of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. Crossing or supporting that, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So in the month of November, you're going to be choosing between two things, two people, two paths, two ways of being. And you're trying to find the balance because this is a two. The balance is going to come in the way of your work life and your personal life because the nine is a very personal energy. Now, you could also be feeling like either your life is lacking routine and everything is too up in the air because there's lots of changes, or it's just too routine. So there's two ways of seeing this with the Wheel of Fortune supporting this. Now, it's crucial that you trust in the divine timing that things are going to level off, that you will find the right balance and things will fall into place at the right time, right? So divine timing is wiser than we are. No matter how much we want or will things to happen, sometimes it's just not the right time yet. Doesn't mean that you should not keep striving to go to a completion, to a 10. You're almost there. But it is certainly a sense of having to wait out for these things to fall into place. Now, with the wheel turns for good or for bad. So if your life has felt a little bit too up in the air, things will stabilize. And if things are going too smoothly, things are about to change. Don't fear these changes. These changes are happening to bring you more stability in the long run, because stability is something that the Pentacles suit talk about, because being stable is a value, and pentacles don't just necessarily mean money and finances, but also things that we hold of value. Now, in your root area, we have the Hermit card, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Wands. So some of you could definitely be dealing with a fire sign, such as an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And if it's not those signs, it's just somebody that you admire, because the King of Wands is somebody that you can look up to, and it's someone that you really, really love. It's a good love on your part. And it could also be on theirs, because this is an Ace of Cups. It's like a cup that is completely full, and it brings the promise of something when it comes to matters of heart. Now, you also respect this person with the Hermit. They could be somebody older than you, and if they're not older, it's just somebody that's wiser. They have lots of life experience, and they can help you to re-energize you, especially with the 9 here that talks about feeling a little bit drained energetically. And because they are both Wands cards, this person can help re-energize you, revitalize you, give you a new perspective, help you out. They could be a cheerleader of sorts when it comes to helping you cope with these changes that we see here in the center, because these cards connect, these Wands cards connect. And for others of you, other Capricorns, it's going to be crucial that you find times of silence, of reconnecting with yourself, and that comes with being alone. Not loneliness, but just reveling in your own presence and recharging your battery when you are alone. But at the same time, the balance, the Two of Pentacles that we saw here in the center, will come also with also having the a sense of an open heart. So finding time to be by yourself, to recharge within yourself, but also having an open heart and socializing, because this King of Wands, he loves to see, to be seen, and he loves to have that one-to-one communication or communication with a group of people. So just finding the balance between the two. Now, in your recent past, we have the Death card, the Page of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. So here we do have a very final ending between it could be between you and a particular person that you really loved, because we're talking about a Page of Cups, and cups denote emotions. But it could also be with an old way of thinking, an old way of being, because the pages also denote a sense of immaturity, especially with regards to the things that we love, the things that we held of value in our lives, in our heart, on a heart level. Now, there's definitely a sense of profound transformation with the Death and the 10, but this transformation doesn't necessarily need to be negative. I'll give you an example that won't necessarily apply to all of you, but will apply to some of you. And it's an example so that you don't fear this Death card, because I know it could come across as a negative card, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. For example, what if you got pregnant? What if it's something that you wanted, but now with this pregnancy, it does bring about a beautiful child. Pages denote children, but this child changes your life profoundly and your way of thinking. You go from being extremely independent, focusing on yourself, and shifting that focus toward another human being, and your priorities change, and they are geared towards your baby, your child. So it doesn't necessarily need to be negative. It's just a sense of culminations, endings, and transforming a relationship. And this relationship could be with a water sign, a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, especially with a Scorpio, because we do see the Death card here. But it's just something is changing, something is blossoming into something else completely from scratch, because it culminates with the 10, with a way of thinking with yourself or with a particular person. Now, in your crowning position, we have the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. So, some of you, and I love this because you have appeared in your reading. And whenever I see cards that represent or a representation of the sign in question, it means that you're going to be able to maneuver with these changes that are happening in your life in an easier way. So that's great. Here you are. You have appeared in your reading. And for some of you guys, we see here a need of having to communicate with clarity in the month of November when it comes to a relationship with somebody. And this could be, once again, a fire sign. It could definitely be this person that we saw here in the root area. And that's an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius once again. But it doesn't necessarily need to be those signs. It's just someone, like I said, that you admire, that you respect, and that you do hold in high regard, high esteem. They could be also very wise or older than you, but you need to be able to communicate with clarity, because there could be misunderstandings between you and this person, and November is inviting you to express what it is that you feel, what it is that you need to feel more stable, more you, and for you to be able to read with not with an emotional bias, but just from a bird's eye view, what this person's intentions are towards you in a concrete and clear way. Now, in your future position, we have the Page of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. So, all right, it's going to be crucial that you, once again, communicate, I think from the second to the third week of the month, like halfway through the month, that you communicate. The cards are still talking about communication, especially with this fire sign. It could also just mirror the root area and the crowning area, not necessarily those signs, but it's just that you communicate what it is that you need. It could also be an air sign because we do have a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius here. And just making sure that their intentions are good, that they're not just good, but that they mirror those of those that you have towards them, so that it's a reciprocal scenario. So because unfortunately, when we do have the King of Wands with this charming Knight of Wands, for some of you, it could be definitely a person that says something but has difficulty fulfilling the things that they say. So yeah, it's a charming person with this Knight of Wands energy. Now, for some of you, it could also denote trips and wanting to move, and this could be a change of home, a change of location, or a change of employment. It's also going to be crucial that you make sure that you have the funds needed to make those trips or these moves, or that this job is of that things are clear within this, whatever it is that this job entails. Now, in your ego position, we have the Nine of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. So this month, you're going to feel a little bit more susceptible to other people's energies. So knowing that this is happening is half the battle. It's important that you're conscientious of this so that you can take the proper precautions so that this doesn't manifest into an illness. And a way to do that is what we said here in the root area of finding time, alone times, to reconnect and to check in with yourself, and also give people boundaries as well, because this will help you so that you don't get migraines, for example, overthinking to the point of insomnia even. But there is spiritual help here for you, and this could come in the form of a person, if you are a person of faith, for example, it could be a priest, a counselor. Also, the High Priestess in the tarot denotes tarot readers. So you could be having the help of a tarot reader or a spiritual advisor of some sort that could bring about more help in dealing with this give and take of energy so that you don't exhaust yourself mentally. Now, in your environment area, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Two of Cups. So please make sure, Capricorn, that any offer of a new job, because we did talk about movement and perhaps offers and offers of new jobs, of switching jobs and combining two things here in the center, make sure that this new endeavor, whether it is a new business or a new job, that it is fair, that the contract is good, because it could be something hidden here, something that is not in balance. So make sure as well, besides that you analyze all of your personal relationships with the Two of Cups and make sure that these things are of actual value to you, that they are good, and that they bring about the same that you put out. So it needs to be in balance, it needs to be equal, and it needs to also be fair and just, that they add to your life as much as you add to theirs, because we do have a sense here of looking after oneself, and this is in your environment, so it's other people towards you. So make sure that the relationships, especially the close relationships that you have in your life, are equal and balanced. Now, in your hopes and fears area, we have the Seven of Cups, the Magician, and the Lover's card. So these here could manifest as fears, and the fear could be of having just feeling overwhelmed emotionally when it comes to having to make a choice. And the choice is difficult. The choices are between two or more different things. This could be things, people, situations. The key here is that they're just very, very different. However, focus on the strength that you possess with the Magician. The Magician knows how capable it is of choosing and manifesting what it is that you need in your life. So be more confident when it comes to these choices. Keep in mind that you need to be autonomous when it comes to these choices. Don't be pulled in multiple directions when it comes to your heart. And it's going to be important that you know that your answers are going to come from the spiritual realm, from your soul, and not from your mind or being overly emotional. And try as best as you can when you make these choices to not think in terms of tangible value, because sometimes the things that are the most valuable are things that are not seen, right? Like love, like honesty, like transparency, etc. Now, in your outcome card for your month of November, for your monthly reading of November, we have the Five of Wands, the Judgment card, and the Empress. So, if I know I gave you an example of pregnancy, some of you Capricorns out there could definitely get pregnant. It was just an example, but the Empress card is the mothering card of the tarot. So some of you mothers, congratulations. If that's something that you want, becoming a mother, it will be a very new and beautiful thing. And if it's not motherhood for you, and these changes symbolize something different, with every change there is a new beginning in our life, with the promise in your case of abundance and love, self-love, and love that comes externally as well, and just more beauty and more prosperity into your life. So I know that all changes sometimes challenge our stability and it could be affected, but try to not pay mind to these things that are somehow rocking your stability, or it could also be a difference of opinion with other people, or changes in your routine, for instance, because these new changes are bringing about, like I said, more prosperity, and there's a promise here of a better life and more beauty and love than you have dreamed possible. Honestly, I love this pairing. So don't focus on the instability. Yes, changes bring things and kind of rock the boat at points, but it will be better for the long run. Like I said, it could be about 3 months where you feel more stable, because we do have the Empress, and the Empress has the 3 attached to it. All right, Capricorn, I hope that this reading has been of help to you. If you feel like it has, you can support my channel by subscribing or giving me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and an extra special thanks to all my subscribers and to all the people that leave me lovely, positive comments in all my videos. I do read them all, and especially to all of my loyal subscribers that have stayed subscribed to my channel despite me not being active in the YouTube space, and especially to all of those who found out that I was ill. That's the reason for my absence. I had laryngitis. I lost my voice first of all, and then I had an accident that greatly impacted my mobility, and so that's why I was MIA here. But your messages and your support and your love has helped me come back and make these readings for free in my channel. So thank you so much for that. Now, if you'd like a private reading with me, you can visit tripletarot.com. I would love to read for you. I am wishing you a very blessed month, Capricorn. I will see you guys in December. Bye-bye.